Okay.
Okay. It's good to see you, and I'm happy that we can talk about something super important now, something which should be super important. Maybe I should say that. Because I would like to ask you mm, why we should learn about AI. Why is it so important?
I think first we need to kind of introduce ourselves a little bit, don't you think? So that
I was too fast. Okay.
I think I think that's important for our viewers to know who we are. We are not that famous yet, so yeah, go ahead. I think
You first. You
okay.
first.
So I will introduce you as well. So uh, Magdalena Gutowska. So you run a foundation. What is the
Yes.
foundation called?
Akcja Kultura.
Akcja Kultura, and you are also a part of National Heritage.
I work in the National Institute of Polish Culture Heritage abroad,
Abroad. Yeah. Okay.
and I'm taking care of education and popularization of heritage about,
Polish heritage.
yeah, in every possible way.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And well, I am Saikat Basu, founder and CEO of Mastix Ed. Well, there are lots of other things I have done, but for now, we are focusing on ed tech and particularly AI, different types of subjects related to AI as well. So yeah, so we're going to talk about Magda has a lot of questions to ask
As always.
as always. So we are going to find out like what she has in store for me and all of you out there watching this. So over to you, Magda. Then
Okay, so why we should learn about AI? Why AI is so important now? Why now? Why not tomorrow?
okay, so three questions, as I said that
Three in one. Yes.
three questions fired. Okay, so first of all, there are actually four, I would say, because uh, you said learn about AI and learn AI as well. So they're two kind of a little different, perhaps. So anyway, so why they need to learn AI in general and in particular, in general, because this is arguably the single most disruptive technology in mankind. I mean, you can kind of compare it to uh, like discovering energy or discovering power and coming up with or farming or industrial revolution, whatever, these kind of these to that extent much bigger, I think, than IT or mobile revolution, to be honest, because the impact is really far reaching, and we'll come to that a bit later. So that's why this is actually happening in front of our eyes, and us, and I call it an artificial civilization is being built, right? It's not just technology. A total civilization is being created, being developed as we talk. All right. So that's why it's it's imperative now to understand that for everybody. Otherwise, what happens is what happened 30, 25, 30 years ago, that a bunch of people or a bunch of companies or a bunch of, let's say, um, bunch of techies or technopreneurs or techpreneurs, whatever you want to call them, they will control everything. Which, if you don't know what we are like, right now we have this kind of like not a monopoly, but some sort of an oligopoly in tech, right? That it hasn't been democratized properly. It is controlled by a bunch of organizations, which is fine. It's not a problem. It's not their fault. It's the rest of the world or the rest of the people who didn't bother to actually understand why they should have learned IT or they should have learned computer science back in the 90s, or in the 80s. It's like a deja vu, but this time the stakes are much higher, a lot higher, because it's no longer confined to a computer, right? It has, un, unlike other technologies, AI can manifest itself outside the digital system in the physical world in the form of humanoid robots or any other types of robots. So it's no longer just confined to a computer or the digital world, you know. So that's one thing. And second thing, it has a brain, for God's sake. So that is something which we need to understand. It has a brain. It can think. It is intelligent. So that also makes that, so we need to understand it, just like we need to understand physics. Why do we learn physics? Why do we learn math? Why do we learn biology or chemistry, for that matter, at school? The same way we need to learn AI, just like, as a school subject. And that's why we need it. And we need it, why do we need it now and not later? Well, if you persist, you can, but then it'll be again the same story, like you will miss the bus, which we all did back in the 90s. And we can see how many, the entire tech system, global tech system, is controlled by a handful of organizations and a handful of people, to be honest. So
I'm
that's,
smiling. I'm
yeah,
smiling because I wanted to ask you
sure,
why we shouldn't be afraid of AI, but now I have different question.
sure.
Should we be free should we be afraid?
No. Why should we be afraid? We need to understand it. We need to learn, understand, and then we will be able to actually, because we have created it, right? So we will be able to, once we understand it properly, then we can nurture it properly. And then we can do really good things. We can save hundreds and thousands and millions of lives. We can, through unlimited, it can unleash unlimited abundance. There won't be, AI, I think, is the best thing which can happen to humanity in the 21st century. I believe it's the greatest equalizer. And that's why throughout the world, wherever they are throughout the world, there will be, um like you know some sort of um some sort of a revolution, if you like, which will eradicate poverty. A lot of people will say that I'm romanticizing, but I'm not. The entire system, the way AI is, and when I say AI, I mean colloquially, I'm talking about AI. I'm talking about the
Mhm.
entire artificial intelligence and its ecosystem, the technology, which, quantum AI and CRISPR and all those things together, synthetic intelligence and all of them. So they are going to create um, a world where you don't, perhaps you won't even require a currency. Like, we, so that is what we are heading. Perhaps energy will be the new currency. And those kind of things are possible, are like realistically possible in the next perhaps couple of decades even. So that's why I think that nobody should be afraid. actually we should learn, understand, and um, use it to solve all these challenges which we have in this complex world which we created, you know?
It's good that you said what AI is, because I feel that a lot of people think that AI means chat GPT, and that's all.
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe cloud.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe
Or
cloud.
cloud. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but
So
because one of the, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
no, go.
Yeah. So one of the things about this is that it is uh, it's intelligence which has been created. It is obviously there is another, like I talked about synthetic, which is another form of intelligence coming as well. So they are like, either they are mimicking our intelligence or they are on their own devising, like, designing rather a totally different kind of um, intelligence or intelligent mechanism. So, it's chat gpt or all those things. Yes, all these assistants, people have been using them, and you can't like, blame them for that, because they don't have access to, they haven't they think that it's something like, it's kind of like a trendy thing which which has come and it will go away, and for after some time and things like that. But yeah, but uh, this is something uh, um, like, it will impact every single aspect of not just humanity, but every aspect of our civilization and the bio world as well, beyond human. So it will impact every single aspect of the planet and beyond. And it has already started.
So we can say that AI is everywhere right now, right around us. So we can say that I can go to the, I don't know, for example, to the mountains, and it will be, somewhere else. I will be free without AI, right?
No, you are
It's
not.
impossible.
It's impossible. It's because we have the satellites. So you should there is you should see what the Earth is like, the lower Earth orbit. If you go just above, like, the orbit which is just above our planet, so that part is like totally, there are so many satellites right now, and a lot of them are using AI actually, right, to understand, for example, which we are learning to understand how weather system works, like extreme weather system, for example. So we can so that we can actually prevent, or at least get some sort of knowledge, or some sort of let's say notice way ahead, so that we can prepare the for the natural disaster coming our way, right. The best thing would be to prevent it totally altogether, which is possible as well. So that's because they are analyzing those intelligent, let's say, systems. They're analyzing the weather patterns. They're learning the patterns, and then they're analyzing the weather patterns, and then they're trying to find solutions to avoid these weather patterns so that they don't happen. And how do we do that? That's what that's why those satellites are there for. Use, like, trying to observe and collecting data all the time, and then AI is analyzing the data which we have collected. So
So,
it's all everywhere.
ba
It's all
so
over.
basically, so basically, you can log off just like that.
No, you can't. I'm afraid you can't. Not anymore. Not anymore, because wherever you go on the planet, you're, unless and until, like, you're totally you go totally analog, and go there with your with just without any devices, right? So then you can, Perhaps you think you are, but anyway, the satellites are still up there. So uh, you think you are kind of uh, not connected, but radio signals, they are those electromagnetic waves, the fields, electromagnetic fields, they're all there, right? So you can't, it's like saying, when you say, oh, it's like saying, oh, I'm trying to run away from physics, right? You can't, because it's everywhere. These are so the same way, uh, and AI, physics and math, these are the building blocks, fundamental building blocks of artificial intelligence. So so yeah, so that's why it is everywhere, all over.
So is there anything what can surprise us with AI? I mean, because I'm still thinking like someone who doesn't use it because it's only ChatGPT and there's only something in Facebook or maybe in Google and something like that. So is there anything what can surprise me? Like, wow, I didn't know. Like, is
Oh,
there's anything what can
there
happen soon?
are many things which it is actually like one of the things which for example, we have been working on right now with our workshops is on quantum AI, right? Where we put together like fusion of quantum computing and artificial intelligence. And what happens there is that when we talk about that, just imagine, for example, I'll give you a specific example. Let's say you are doing some research in some, let's say some pharmacological research, trying to find um, a medicine or perhaps a vaccine or something, which normally it takes years, literally years, for clinical trials and all those analysis and all those things. With this, it can come down to, and it has already started, literally days instead of years, which translates to, like, getting real, uh, perhaps medicine, life-saving medicine or life-saving vaccines, which can be used to tackle these terminal or lethal diseases, or these uh, viruses or bacteria which are there out there, trying to, like, mutate, and all types of things are happening. And with this, we can analyze. The analysis happens. It's the speed, right? That's what we actually gain here. So instead of years, we have like, days, sometimes even hours. That's where that is like, wow, like that you can literally get a lot of uh, these terminal diseases out of our like, system entirely. So that is one of the wow factors. I mean, for me, that's one of the wow factors. The second wow factor is in space exploration, because space has a lot of massive amount of like, data. And to understand that kind of, to process that kind of data, it's just, we didn't have until now any proper system. It is just so complex, and there are so many things, so many factors. A lot of them are X factors, like unknown factors. And to have quantum AI, for example, that can actually look at things simultaneously at the same time, as we say. So that can, again, like, to understand, it can, like, it perhaps holds the key to that code, like, that the so-called theory of everything, right? That we can actually, um it's no longer a theory. We can actually perhaps try to understand, try to get it, try to uh, get some effects, try to showcase that, okay, this is what it is. Just like the way quantum mechanics was a theory, no longer, now we have quantum computing, right? So you have actual physical quantum computers right now, right? So it's no longer a theory. So this is what these things do. These are like wow, right? That when you have so many things happening, such complex uh, challenges of our planet, uh, they get solved, right? And that's why I think that these are the things which will surprise all of us.
Do you think that we should trade AI as a partner or perfect tool?
I think a bit of both. I think a bit of both. It all depends. Right now, it's a tool. I don't know how it will evolve. We don't know. But what I can see, if we nurture it properly, and I really mean it, because there are lots of people who are uh, saying lots of things. Um, so we need to be very careful. We need to nurture it properly. It's like, a super duper intelligent kid, right? Which can go, or who can go in that case, in the case of a kid, in this case, which can go either way. So we have to be careful. There's no two ways about it. We have to be careful. We need to be cautious. But uh, I think that I'm an optimist, so I think that it's going to be really something phenomenal, which is going to happen, which has already started actually. So yeah, I think that that's one of the things which um, uh, we'll have to just uh, like um, be alert.
So that's the thing that we should do. We should start teaching kids.
Exactly.
They should
Need to
learning,
first,
and it should be doing super smart, right?
yeah, because you need to, if uh, in order to understand what it is, you need to know about it, right? You need to learn. Uh, so that's why we need to educate, starting with kids, but not just kids, everybody. But obviously, the way we educate each kind of, let's say, part of society will be different. So for kids, I think it should be a deep dive, which we are doing. That the kids have a lot of time. They are, uh, I think, sometimes, or maybe in, like, mostly they are smarter than adults. So their brain, the capacity and all those things. And when I say kids, I'm not talking about 2 3 year old kids, obviously. I'm talking about once they have some sort of a maturity, like, 9 8 9 10 years and onward. So so yeah, so I think that they need to be educated. And the same goes with all types, like, every section of the society. So whether they're students, adults, general adults, or any professionals, or whoever, they all need to know, first of all, at least how to use it. In case of kids, they will learn how to build it, how to design it, how to develop it. But in case of adults, they need to know how to use it, and how to use it in their field of, um, in their profession, right? If
Yeah,
they're,
I'm
it should be
smiling
field of study.
because I think that it's super important to teach them that it's saying this once again. I'm sorry that
Yeah,
it's not only how to make good prompts for ChatGPT, but generally what is it, right? And how to use it.
you have something with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You say about ChatGPT all the time, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Uh, but no, but um, prompts are important. Sure, prompts are important. Perhaps they might not be, or they won't be as important as they have been, because loops are coming. So more and more, as we get into the loop era, uh, as we like in as we transform our as we move on to the loop era from the prompt era, then I think um, prompts will, like, stop being so significant as they are right now. But yeah, but in general, it's not just prompts. There are lots of other things in the, for example, like, business analysis. Um, that's one of this subjects, or one of the areas where AI can and already started, I think, disrupt or disrupting um, the entire existing system, right? So so it can do it, like, literally in at a lightning pace, and we haven't seen that kind of pace before, all right, that analyzing so many factors in such a short period of time. So yeah, so those things are predicting. That's another part of, like, in another feature, that predicting. Like, for example, if I have the data, I can predict what will happen to your organization in the next 6 months, or next 1 year, like, to an accuracy of even 95, 97%, provided you have the necessary, like, data until now, right? So so those kind of things are there. So there, as I mentioned, that each and every sphere, each and every field, each and every area, each and every subject, everywhere, you have you will need AI everywhere. So it's just, you can't, you want, even if you are like, a novelist, or if you are um, a writer, a poet, um, like, which people who normally think that they have nothing to do with technology, or they are far away from technology, they will still need it. It's like, the technology of writing, right? Writing is also a technology. It just, because we acquired it, we were not born with it. Okay, so the same way, so we learned how to write, right? We learned to read. We invented the letters and the alphabet and all those things. They were not there. We didn't discover them. We invented them. So that's why I think, uh, yeah, it's just, every every field, every single area, um, whatever you do, you will need it.
So I have last
And it's
question.
not just Chat GPT, by the way.
Yeah, it's not about chat GPT, it's not about that. So,
Yeah.
uh, how we should learn smart? If I would like to do this, what I should do?
Well, one of the things about this is that there are two things: learn smart and smart learn. Right? So when we say learn smart, it means like you're trying to learn in a way which is way more productive, way more effective than any other ways, right? So that is actually like to learn smart. Smart learn is on the other hand, is more about these that technology, the intelligent systems which we can use to make our learning process perhaps more effective. So that is something, and for that you need to first of all understand uh, the technology. Uh, if you don't, again, going back to the same thing, that you can have an LMS, like learning management software or something. You can have all types of platforms, but if you don't know how to use them, or if you don't know the basics, that why how they function, at least the basics, just like we are using a computer, a laptop, and a platform like Zoom and all those things too. So we need to understand how they function, at least some sort of basic understanding we need to have. Otherwise, it's we are just not going to actually be able to use it to its maximum or fullest potential, as they say, right? So so, yeah, so how do we do that? In order, we need to first of all, um, uh, you can always get a lot of tools, asking assistants like your friend ChatGPT, which you have.
I didn't say that.
No, I said that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but there are lots of tools out there which you can use to get to make things easier and more beneficial and faster for you. Uh, but I think beyond that, you need to go a little deeper to understand why and how these uh, concepts exist, or how they were kind of created or thought of, right? So that's how, like, you can learn smart. Like, for example, if you're there are quite a few everybody knows about. There's this tools like I think Moodle something, and uh, there's, for example, I think Magic School or something like that. That's another one which I think Magic School is, I think, premium. I'm not sure. It's kind of like a freemium, sorry. To some extent it's free, but then you have to pay and something like that. Moodle, I think, is entirely free, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, I don't remember right now. But yeah, but there are tools like that, and it's very easy. You don't have to ask me or anything, because
Mhm.
nowadays you just ask, like, as I said, you just ask not just your friend, but also other friends like Claude or Grok or Gemini, Perplexity, whatever, Servam, the Indian one. So you can ask all these ones, and you will, or the Chinese ones like DeepSeek, Quen. So there are so many of them, and they will give you all the lots and lots of tools. It's very difficult nowadays to even keep up with them, because there's so many of them right now, literally thousands and thousands of them all over the world. Uh, so yeah, so it's pretty. Um, it's not that difficult, let's say, to do that, to find out, and all it takes is just a little bit of uh, like uh, research and a few minutes, and that's it.
So I shouldn't be afraid. I should have my mind open. And what we can do for kids, because they are the most important.
I think the kids, you don't have to do anything to kids. You just let them enjoy the experience of enjoy the experience of learning. Let them experience AI, right? That's what we do, so that they can actually kind of try to understand and even communicate with this with the with this intelligence, or with the systems which have this intelligence in them. So that, and they will figure it out. They figure out much faster than adults, I can tell you that. They figure out way faster than adults, actually. So, because I've been with them and I've seen them, and not just now, I mean, it's been since my first workshop, I think last April. That was April, not April this year, but April, or March rather, March 2025. Since that workshop, when I first It was my first encounter with kids after a long, long time. And yeah, so since then I saw that the kids knew a lot more than their teachers, to be honest. And because that took their teachers were like in a pleasantly, I hope pleasantly surprised. That they were like, the kids could teach the teachers about AI, whereas the teachers hadn't or didn't have a clue.
I have the last question. This will be really the last question.
I hope, yeah. Okay. It's quite long.
Yeah, I know, but I must ask about that. Do
Sure.
you think that we are living in really amazing times? That
Oh,
we have this opportunity to live in these amazing times?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think we are perhaps one of the most fortunate generations. At least our generation, like, the ones who are in our 40s as something, because we witnessed these massive changes in our lives and in such a short time. Because yeah, there were, before, you had all these different times when you could figure out, like, when you figured out this entire solar system, in the sense that, like, the planets and how the movement and all those things happen or take place. When you figure out, for example, or when we figured out as mankind, like, gravity and other things, energy and power, like light, electricity, all those things. But they didn't happen in such short period of time. We are talking about the last, like, 30, 35, 40 years. And just imagine our childhood, what we had in our childhood and what we have now. I mean, it's just the difference is enormous. So yeah, it's amazing times. And now we have uh, technology and science, like, moving at a pace which uh, we haven't seen before, this kind of pace. And I think it's fantastic for humanity and for the entire planet and the universe even.
I don't have more questions. I
Okay.
was smiling. I was smiling because I remember that once some kid asked me when I was born, and I said that I was born before Google, and it was like, wow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Before Google was born. I think
Yeah.
I I'm not sure whether uh I I'm not sure, or no, maybe was I born? No, I think Apple was born just before me or something like that. So Google is much younger in that way, but Apple and Microsoft, I think they were born just before me or something of that sort.
What was the year?
I don't remember. I think they were born in 1975 or 7.
Ah, so it's almost just before me.
Yeah, something. That's why I'm saying. So 75, 70, somewhere around there, I think. I don't remember. But we don't need to remember these things anymore.
Yeah.
You can get the data, you can get them from, like, one, just straight away ask any of these friends, and they will tell you that which year it was, something. But yeah, so yeah, so we are into fascinating times. I mean, it's just amazing times, because just yesterday or day before yesterday, I don't remember, 2 3 days ago, I think. Today's the 21st, so it was 18th, I think. Yeah. That the first private rocket was launched from, like, from India. So private companies called Skyroot, they launched successfully in their first attempt. It went to the orbit. So now what is happening is that, like, there's the space sector and the AI tech and all these things. They are in There's a huge churning going on. There are lots of companies, lots of startups, exciting stuff happening all over the world. So yeah, it's like that. We do live in amazing times, I think. Yeah.
I had conversation about AI a few days ago, and I heard that people who are using AI, they can't think because they don't know how to use books and other stories. And I said, yeah, but we have different skills because we are changing all the time. So I
But,
think this is,
I mean, what do you mean? I mean, when you say books, what is the definition of a book? What
yeah, I mean paper book, this
a
old
paper?
school book.
Yeah, but is it what it, the importance is to acquire the knowledge, right? Understand what is the context, not the paper. It's so if it is on a different platform, the same knowledge, uh, which is so it's just the platform has changed, but you're still acquiring, like, the knowledge. You're still trying to understand those facts. So it has nothing to do with, like, and those things will change. I mean, uh, couple of thousands ago, years ago, I mean, couple of millennia ago, we didn't have books. So they, how did they read? Leaves, all types of leaves, stones, and things like that, right? So then came books, and now we still have books. I don't have anything against books as such, but the idea of a book is not just some letters on a few sheets of paper bound together. It's That's not the definition of a book to me, at least. The book is something which is there, out there, and it stores some information, some knowledge, and you are trying to, uh, in some cases, acquire. In many cases, you are also trying to kind of unravel uh, something from that, like, trying to unlock those, um,
Mhm.
the keys to that information, or to the knowledge, right, we're talking about. So that's the book. So not just a paper book. It can have many forms. I mean, that's what it's all about. We need to be open minded, right? I mean, all the time, like, whatever comes, we need to, we don't jump to conclusions. We shouldn't. We should just find out, understand, read, learn, and then think of that. Okay, what we then, like, uh, build your opinion as such.
See, yes.
Yeah.
And and we should stop talking now, I think,
Yes, we
because
should,
I
because
have
it's
another
already.
question, so we should
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, but we can do it some other day as well.
Yeah,
So anyway,
exactly.
thanks for, like, watching, and to all of you who are going to watch, because it's not a live one. We are recording it and we'll put it out. So hopefully you will find this of some importance, something which you can actually, like, some food for thought, perhaps. uh, so yeah, so we'll come back with more. And if you have questions or something, so you can always write to us as well. The email addresses and all those things, our social media handles like YouTube links, or YouTube channel and Facebook page, and all those things are there in the description. So feel free to get in touch with us, or comment in those boxes below. So yeah, and we'll see you next time, I think.
I hope.
Yeah, I know, we will. We will. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Okay.
Eh,